Hello to everyone out there. This is Greg from Invest Formosa, and today I would like to talk about India. And apparently, many people may be aware, or they're not aware. India has just implemented removing 500 bill denominations and 1,000 bill denominations. Of course, this is in rupee, and they're removing this out of their system, economic system, and they're sort of making it illegal tender. And a lot of people are speculating, like, oh my goodness, like what's going on? I've read a lot of articles, and people are saying, oh my gosh, India's trying to make India a cashless society. And actually, I just, I read an article that's stating that. And of course, we're going to put these two articles. I got two articles that I went through. And one of them talks about this derivative, human derivatives, and it sort of talks about the future of, what could possibly happening, or what could possibly happen as far as how the economy is going to be regulated and managed by, of course, the elite, and they're using humans as a special or as a derivative. Of course, I don't really want to get into that, other than just to let you know that if you really want to know about some of the details, it would be wise to read the article that we're going to be sending about human derivatives in gold. But one of the main things that come out of that was they're talking about cashless societies. And this cashless society idea is, it's been around a little while, and it seems like, more and more, this concept is in the news. And since India has done this, now people are talking, well, what is India going to do? Are they going to go to a cashless society? And then I just read this other article that I'm going to put up with the discussion here, and it's called "India Rushes to Buy Gold as Modi Bans 86% of Cash." Now, when I read this article, or even before reading this article, I thought, well, this is absolutely ridiculous that India is going to go into a cashless society, and I totally still believe that. And this article may support a little bit of what I'm saying. First of all, I mean, everybody knows that India is a part of BRICS. It's the I in BRICS. They also know that India and China and Russia are, these are countries that are sort of like, connecting themselves together, and they're getting involved with this One Belt, One Road Eurasian Trade Zone, basically called the Silk Road Trade Zone. And basically, their countries, which also include their central banks, are also involved with the AIIB. And this is a very, very important organization, a financial organization. It's like the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, which is basically equal to the Western version of the World Bank and the IMF put together. India is a part of this. And it is also connected to the Shanghai Gold Exchange, which will be using gold. So if you take the Shanghai Gold Exchange, the AIIB, and you take the One Belt, One Road Economic Trade Zone, which will roughly include about 70% of the global GDP. And this area, this economic trade zone, will not be using US dollar. Let me repeat that. It will not be using US dollar. There's many articles, that people can read to, check this out. It's very, it's not, hocus pocus. It's something that I think people should read and definitely be aware about, of what direction definitely China and a lot of these other countries are going, in what direction. The reason they're going is because they feel that, the Western economic collapse is going to happen. They think that, the US dollar, they think the British pound, they also think the euro dollar and the Japanese yen they're just simply broke and they're going to collapse. So that's a story for another time. But anyway, India is a part of this, and it's going to be using gold. So my first thought when I saw this article and somebody saying cashless society, and I'm thinking, well, there's no way this isn't going to happen. So this article that I'm going to share with you, it talks about India removing the 500 and 1,000 note rupees out of the system, and it's giving people time to do it. And Modi's saying that it's for basically to get rid of the black money and the underground money that's sort of like, people don't pay tax on and other things. But after reading this article, we sort of think that this reason why he's doing it, and also like, why is he doing it now? Why is India doing this now? One reason that we feel is that is simply that they're trying to control the rupee switching into US dollar and US dollar switching into the rupee. And we think that for them to regulate this would sort of like prevent any influence one way or the other for India's economy, and it would make it much more stable. The other thing is that people don't know, this article states it right there, and this isn't the only article. There's other articles that the gold price today in India, November 16, 2016, is 2,300 US dollars an ounce. 2,300 US dollars an ounce. So now gold has shot up because Modi has taken this money or these big bills out of circulation, and now everybody in India is trying to switch this money, which a lot of these big bills go into India buying gold. They also buy silver, but India is one of the countries that has the biggest amount of gold accumulation on the planet. This article says somewhere around 20,000 tons, and I think that number is actually quite low. That doesn't include also what India has as their central bank. I mean, those numbers, of course, governments don't really like to explain those numbers, and normally they're quite lower than what they say in some cases. So what's happening is now India is buying even more gold, but there's sort of like a squeeze on gold. And also we feel with the price at $2,300 an ounce, there might be people cashing in gold in order to sort of like, gain on the price that has just shot up astronomically. So now we feel on the flip side, not only people are buying gold, but people are selling it, and maybe the central banks are now accumulating and not selling as much out, which is even driving the price up more. So we think that this is also good for the Central Bank of India. Now, we're not saying it's going to be good for the people of India. We think in the long run, maybe it will, but I mean, that's only a speculation or a guess on our part. But we see that this, sort of choice to take out the currency, these bigger bills out of India, this is what it's doing. It's sort of like forcing people in India to rush to gold. It's also taking out it's also allowing the government to sort of like get physical gold in its hands, which they've been always wanting to do, especially in the last couple of years. And it also allows them to control and regulate the big bills of hot money coming in and out, whether it's through US dollar or foreign currency. The other thing this article talks about is there's going to be a new rupee with higher denominations of 500 rupees and also 2,000 rupees. And this is new money that's been printed that will be put into circulation, I believe, sometime in 2017, after, I believe, December 2016, going on into 2017, they're going to bring this new money into circulation. So I'm hoping, people will look at these two articles and see what they think. But, we do not, in our opinion anyway, we do not feel that India in any way, shape, or form is going to go to a cashless society at all. I mean, there's a lot of other reasons why we feel this isn't the case. But, based on the two articles and, some of the things we shared, this is what we feel. So please comment. We are at Invest Formosa, Escape to Taiwan. That's one of our Facebooks. And the other one we use is Greg Invest Formosa. This is another Facebook. And our Gmail is investformosa@gmail.com. So please give us your comments. Thank you very much.